Hi everybody, welcome to the 1.4 video. We're working on section 1.4 about solving percent problems, and you'll notice that this means your calculator is okay. So I have my calculator ready to go. If you don't have a calculator, go ahead and pause the video, find your calculator, and then resume. Okay, so what we're working on is how to solve percent problems. And previously we've looked at how to solve proportions and percent notation. So now we're going to be putting those together to solve percent problems. So what we're using is this box right here. This is a super important box. This is our formula. This is what we're using all the time. Okay, so we're looking for a few important things. We're looking for the word is. Okay, so you'll notice, for example, in my examples down here, I have is 143. Okay, so there is a number connected to the word is. I'm also looking for the word of. Okay, and so this one says of what, but this one says of 132. So we're going to look for those. And then we're also going to be looking for our percentage. Okay, so this one has a percentage. This one has a percentage. Okay, and so we're going to set it up the exact same way every single time. So we start with drawing a line, equal sign, line, and in the bottom right hand corner we write the number 100. This 100 is always there. It never changes. Okay, so when we go to fill this in, we're going to follow our color coordinating. So let's fill in the is. 16% of what is 143? This 143 goes up top. When I have the percentage, I can put that number here. So that would be 16, for example. In this one, that would be 54. The percentage should be very obvious. One of the things should be missing. So you'll notice in this one it says of what. What means we have a question. So I'm going to put X. On this one, my of actually has a number, 132. And then my is where my X is going to go because that's connected to the what. Okay. Once we get our proportions set up, we're going to solve them like we have been solving our other proportions. We're going to cross multiply. Okay, so let's see. 16 times x is 16x. 143 times 100, 14300. If you're not sure, we can do 143 times 100, and that's where we get that. To solve, I now need to divide by the number in front of x. So 16 is stuck to x, which means they're multiplying, so I'm going to unstick them by dividing. So on my calculator, I have this number, I divide by 16. So I get 800, whoops, it was hard to see, 93.75. 93.75. And if I look at this and it says to round to one decimal, I look at my 5, okay? And having a 5 right there makes the 7 go up. So I'm actually going to put 0.8, okay? And so that's my final answer. Let's try the next one. So we're going to go ahead and cross multiply like we have been. 100 times x is 100x. 132 times 54, 132 times 54, 7,128, 7,128. Now I divide by 100, and I get 71.28. So if it's 71.28, this 8 makes my 2 go up, so that would be 71.3 as my final answer. Okay, let's take a look at the next two examples. 86 is what percent of 89? So I'm going to go ahead and start with my proportion just like I have been. This 100 never moves. I can fill that in all the time. When I'm looking, I notice something. I notice none of these numbers have the percent symbol. This symbol is missing. There's no percent. So I'm going to put my X in there right away. Now when I'm looking at what what part is connected to is, this 86 is the number connected to is, so I'm going to put 86, and then my of number that's connected is 89. Once I get my proportion set up, now we cross multiply. 89 times x is 89x. 86 times 100 is 86 with 2 zeros. Then I'm going to divide by my 89. So I get 8600 divided by 89. And that would be 96.6. So I'm going to do 96.6. And because my answer is a percent, I'm going to put my percent sign. Okay, let's do one more. In example number 4, if we look, first I'm looking for my percent sign. Again, I notice there is no percent sign, so because that percent sign is missing, I'm going to go ahead and put my X in there for that. Now I'm looking for my is, and I see 26 is, so that's 26. What percent of 104.9? So I'm going to put my 104.9. Once I get my proportions set up, we go ahead and cross multiply. 104.9 times x is 104.9. X is equal to 2600. I'm going to divide by 104.9. So 2600 divided by 104.9 is 24.78. That 8 right here is going to make this 7 go up. So I'm going to get 24.8%. When you turn your note page over, you'll see this part. And so when it says you practice, that means you're doing this on your own. So what I would like you to do is pause the video and then restart the video to see the answers. If you want to watch the explanation, that's great. If you want to just see them, you could look on the PDF that's located in Schoology. So, assuming that you've paused already, I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through these quickly. So what I notice is in this first problem, I have no percentage. That means I need to have an X. And then in this one, I notice I'm missing the is. So as I set this up, I'm going to have my over 100. My is amount is going to be 93. My of amount is 146. When I go ahead and cross multiply, I get 146x is equal to 9,300. And then I need to divide. So ideally, I'm going a little bit quicker because you should just be checking your work. So once I divide that out, the 9 makes the 6 go up to 7. So I'm going to get 63.7%. I'm just going to make sure I copied that correctly. Okay. So if we look at the next one, what is 12% of 80? So I notice 12 is my percentage, and I have of 80, so that goes here, and I'm missing my x. When I cross multiply, x times 100 is 100x. 80 times 12 should be 960, I believe. Let's check and see if I did that right. Yeah, so 960. I'm then going to divide by my 100. And I get 9.6. The next two examples you should have practiced on your own. When I look, I notice that I'm missing the percent sign, so I'm going to go ahead and put my x there. Of 104 means the 104 goes bottom left, is 3. 3 goes there. Cross multiply 3 times 100 is, oops, it's 300, not 100. So I'm going to fix that real quick. 3 times 100 is 300. 104 times x is 104x. We divide. And so my x is going to be 2.9%. And it's 2.9 because this second 8 makes this first 8 go up. Oops. Sorry about that. Clean that up just a little bit. Okay. Example number 4. Always starts like this. I see I have a percentage, so I'm going to put that number in, of 59. That makes 59 go down below, and I fill in my one missing spot with an x. When I go ahead and cross multiply, x times 100 is 100x, and then I need to do 59 times 89, which is 5,251. When I divide by 100, $52.51. So if x is 52.51, that would be 52.5. Because the 1 makes it stay the same. Last two examples. 98% of what is 80? So I know I have my percent. The 100 never changes. I notice I have an is 80, so I'm going to fill in my 80. I fill in my one gap with an x. X times 98 is 98x. 80 times 100 should be 8,000. We can check that. 80 times 100. Yep, 8,000. Now I need to divide by 98. And that gives me 81.63. If I round that, that would be 81.6. Last but not least, I set up my proportions with my 100 in the bottom. What percent? I notice I have no percent sign. If there's no percent sign, I put an x. Of 151, of goes below, is 148. I'm going to put the 148 up top. Now I cross multiply. 148 times 100, 14,800. 151 times x is 151x. Going to divide by the number in front of x, which is 151. So I have 148 times 100. And then I'm going to divide by 151. I get 98.01, or 98%.